Today, you're going to learn the best types of backlinks for SEO to increase your website's traffic and organic rankings, because link quality matters more than ever. And if you're not careful and you build the wrong types of backlinks, you can easily get a penalty from Google or even get your website de-indexed completely. And if you're a website owner, you really need to understand this. So keep watching if you're serious about link building and you want to know which links get you the most traffic. But when it comes to getting high quality backlinks to your website, you want to make sure there's some sort of editorial manual process in adding the link. The last thing you want is for anyone to be able to get a link for that site. Okay, so you can see here, this is an outreach email I've done previously where the webmaster has actually gone into the website and added the link manually. Okay, and the reason you don't want like an automated link is that you'll be getting links from a website with a very spammy neighborhood. And here's an example on easyarticles.com, okay? And mainly that's because it's linking to really spammy websites, because anyone can go on there and upload an article. There's no manual review process in getting the link. And you can see here, like they're linking to casinos, they're linking to like Viagra websites, and that's the last sort of place you want to be getting links from. You should be making sure there's a manual editorial process when you get a link from a website. Next up, you want to make sure most of your backlinks are actually do follow rather than no follow, okay? And what I mean by this is when you right click on a link on your browser, you can click inspect. And if it's a no follow link, you'll see rel equals no follow. And what that means is basically no page rank, or aka link juice, is going from this site to the site they've linked to, okay? Whereas if you get a do follow link, let's look at Forbes for example, here's a link, you can see there's no follow, there's no rel equals no follow on there, which means that it's a do follow link, okay? And that means page rank is going from Forbes to the site they've linked to, which is what you want ideally if you want to rank your website. However, no follow links they're not completely useless, okay? So first of all, if you've got a mix of no follow links and do follow links in your backlink profile, it's going to look a lot more natural to Google. Also, if you've got a link from a really high traffic website, and even if it's no follow, you can still get a lot of traffic from that page to your site, so it's not completely useless. The other thing is as well, you want to make sure you're getting links from highly authoritative websites, because that's what carries the most page rank. If you imagine backlinks like a voting system, then you can imagine that the more authority a website has, the more influence that link carries. And there are certain scales you can use to check a website's authority. One of them is Ahrefs domain rating. And this basically shows the strength of a website's backlink profile. This can be ranked from 0 to 100. And the closer it is to 100, the more authority a website carries. Now, obviously, this is just a ranking system. You shouldn't rely on it completely, and it's definitely not gospel, but it does give you a bit of an indicator of which websites have the most authority. So for example, you can see this is a DR6, it's a less well-known website, so a link from it carries more weight, compared to like Forbes.com, which is a DR93 website. It's got 100 million backlinks. So a do follow link from Forbes.com is worth a lot more than AMP Legal. And that's something you want to bear in mind when you're building links. Another metric you can check on Ahrefs is the page's UR rating. So this is the rating of that particular page and how much weight a link carries from that page. So for example, if you get a link from a page with a UR 60 versus a UR 30, then the UR 60 is worth a lot more in terms of a backlink. Okay, so even if you get a link from, say, a low domain rating website, the link may still be incredibly valuable if it's a high UR page. And you can actually check the definition of this on Ahrefs here. Yeah, and basically the UR is calculated with the number of internal links and the number of external links to that particular page. When it comes to backlinks, anchor text is also really important, and it's important in two ways, as I'll explain in a second. But basically what anchor text is it's the text that's used to link to your website. So when you get a link, for example like this, the anchor text here is source Google, okay? And this matters in two ways. So first of all, you want relevant anchor text to the content you're getting links to, but you also don't want to over optimize. So you don't want to get too many links with the same anchor text over and over again, because actually that looks very unnatural and it looks a little bit spammy to Google. So, you know, websites have actually been penalized for having over optimized anchor text. And you can actually check your anchor text profile on Ahrefs here. So you can see the anchor text that's used, what percentage of domains actually used it, and whether the linkers do follow too, which is also quite useful. And yeah, basically since the Penguin update a few years ago, you have to be really careful about manipulating anchor text. I personally wouldn't recommend it. And if you're doing link building through outreach or something like that, just let the webmaster decide what the anchor text is going to be, unless they ask you. But basically, you don't want to over optimize and get penalized for having unnatural anchor text in your backlink profile. The other thing you should consider when it comes to link building is making sure that the website you're getting a link from has a decent amount of search traffic and it's not had a Google penalty in the past. Because if it's suffered some sort of penalty, that means Google probably doesn't like the website and therefore you probably don't want a link from it. Ideally, you want a link from a website that has a lot of organic search traffic because number one, Google obviously likes that website, and number two, you may get some referral traffic from it too. So it works both ways. Now you can see, for example, this website, it was at previously around 1 million organic search traffic per month, and that's dropped down to 10,000. And obviously that's some sort of penalty the website's received. So therefore you want to avoid a link from it, ideally, because Google doesn't like that website and therefore it may consider it a spammy link. And finally, you want to make sure that the backlinks you're getting to your page are actually relevant to your website, or at least contextually relevant to the content you're building links. So for example, if you're building links to a dog food website, you don't want to be getting links from a website about cryptocurrency or something very random like that. You want to make sure they're at least contextually relevant and related to each other. So one of the best things about the skyscraper technique, for example, when you're link building, is that you can see your competitors. So if you're building links to a dog food page, then you can check, okay, who's linked to my competitors? They're obviously relevant. My competitors ranking with these links, and therefore I should contact them. But yeah, basically, when you're building links, make sure they're relevant or at least contextually relevant. So when it comes to the best types of links for SEO, that pretty much sums it up. Now, obviously it's important not to over-optimize on any of these factors. So don't over-optimize on your anchor text, don't over-optimize on building too many do-follow links. It's important instead to make sure your backlink profile looks natural, because you don't want to look like you've cheated or manipulated the system, because that's where you can get a penalty, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. And I also want to know, what's the number one thing you're struggling with when it comes to link building? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, thanks for watching.